The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg is a non-fiction book that examines the science behind habit formation and change. The book was published in 2012 and became a New York Times bestseller. In The Power of Habit, Duhigg argues that habits are not simply mindless routines, but rather powerful neurological pathways that can be changed with effort. He draws on research from neuroscience, psychology, and sociology to explain how habits work and how they can be changed. The book is divided into 3 parts. The first part, The Habits of Individuals, explores the science behind habit formation and change. Duhigg discusses the role of the brain in habit formation, and he identifies 3 key elements that are essential for any habit: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The second part of the book, The Habits of Successful Organizations, examines how habits can be used to create success in businesses and other organizations. Duhigg looks at how companies like Starbucks and Alcoa have used habits to improve their performance. The third part of the book, The Habits of Societies, explores how habits can shape the course of history. Duhigg looks at how the civil rights movement and the AIDS epidemic were both shaped by habits. The Power of Habit has been praised for its clear and engaging writing style. Duhigg's book has also been praised for its insights into the science of habit formation and change. The book has been translated into more than 30 languages and has sold more than 1 million copies worldwide. The Power of Habit is a fascinating and informative book that provides a deep understanding of the science behind habit formation and change. The book is essential reading for anyone who wants to understand how habits work and how they can be changed. In addition to the main text, The Power of Habit includes a number of features that make it a valuable resource for readers. These features include a glossary of terms, a list of resources for further research, an index. The Power of Habit is a well-researched and well-written book that provides a valuable overview of the science of habit formation and change. The book is an essential resource for anyone who wants to understand how habits work and how they can be changed. Here are some additional details about the book. The book was published by Random House. The book has 288 pages. The book is available in hardcover, paperback, and audiobook formats. The book has a 4.4 out of 5-star rating on Goodreads. 1. Defining habits. Habits are repetitive behaviors that we perform without thinking. In other words, they are actions that we do automatically without the need for awareness or conscious effort. Habits can be either positive or negative. Positive habits are those that help us achieve our goals and improve our lives, while negative habits are those that hinder us from achieving our goals and harm our lives. Habits consist of 4 stages. Cue: this is an event or feeling that triggers us to perform a certain behavior. Craving: this is the motivation or incentive that drives us to perform a certain behavior. Response: this is the behavior we perform in response to the cue and craving. Reward: this is the feeling of satisfaction or pleasure that we get after performing a behavior. With repetition, the habit becomes stronger and more automatic. Over time, habits can have a significant impact on our lives. Positive habits can help us to improve our health, increase our productivity, strengthen our relationships, achieve our goals, while negative habits can lead to harming our health, decreasing our productivity, weakening our relationships, preventing us from achieving our goals. Therefore, it is important to be aware of our habits and strive to develop positive habits and break negative ones. Here are some tips for developing positive habits. Identify the habits you want to develop. Make new habits easy. Make new habits attractive. Make new habits rewarding. Here are some tips for breaking negative habits. Identify the habits you want to break. Make bad habits difficult. Make bad habits unattractive. Remove rewards from bad habits. Changing habits is not easy, but it is possible. With patience and perseverance, you can develop positive habits, break negative habits, and improve your life. 2. Building new habits. Building new habits is a process that requires patience and perseverance, but it is possible with the right steps. Here are some tips for building new habits. Identify the habits you want to build. What are the habits that will help you achieve your goals and improve your life? Identify specific and measurable habits. Make new habits easy. Start small. Make new habits a part of your daily routine. Use helpful tools and techniques. Make new habits attractive. Make new habits enjoyable. Link new habits to rewards. Make new habits a part of your identity. Make new habits rewarding. Celebrate your accomplishments. Track your progress. Be patient with yourself. Expect setbacks. Don't give up if you fail at first. Learn from your mistakes. Keep trying. Here are some examples of building new habits. Exercising regularly. Eating healthy foods. Getting enough sleep. Reading books. Continuing to learn. Remember that building new habits takes time. Don't expect your new habits to become automatic overnight. Be patient with yourself and keep trying, and you will eventually succeed. 3. Breaking bad habits. Breaking bad habits is a difficult process, but it is possible with the right steps. Here are some tips for breaking bad habits. Identify the habits you want to break. What are the habits that are holding you back from achieving your goals and harming your life? Identify specific and measurable habits. Understand the motivations behind bad habits. What drives you to do these habits? What are the rewards you get from these habits? Make bad habits difficult. Avoid the triggers that drive you to do these habits. Make it difficult to do these habits. Make bad habits unattractive. Link bad habits to negative consequences. Make bad habits unpleasant. Make alternative habits attractive. Identify positive alternative habits. Make alternative habits easy and rewarding. Expect setbacks. Don't give up if you fail at first. Learn from your mistakes. Keep trying. Here are some examples of breaking bad habits. Quitting smoking. Stopping eating unhealthy foods. Stopping watching TV for long hours. Stopping spending too much time on the internet. Stopping procrastination. Remember that breaking bad habits takes time. Don't expect to get rid of these habits overnight. Be patient with yourself and keep trying, and you will eventually succeed. 4. Changing habits. Changing habits is a process that requires patience and perseverance, but it is possible with the right steps. The process of changing habits includes identifying the habits you want to change, understanding the motivations behind your current habits, identifying the habits you want to develop, creating a plan for changing your habits, implementing the plan, evaluating your progress. Changing habits can be difficult, but there are many tips that can help you succeed, including: start small. Make changes gradually. Focus on changing one habit at a time. Reward yourself for success. Don't give up if you fail at first. Changing habits takes time, so be patient with yourself. With perseverance, you will be able to change your habits and improve your life. Here are some examples of changing habits. Changing your diet. Starting to exercise regularly. Improving your sleep habits. Reducing stress. Learning a new skill. Changing habits can be beneficial for your health and well-being. By changing your habits, you can improve your life in all aspects. 5. Psychology and neuroscience of habits. Habits are repeated behaviors that become automatic over time. Both psychology and neuroscience play important roles in understanding how habits are formed and broken. Psychology. Psychology studies the psychological factors that influence the formation and breaking of habits. These factors include motivations, behaviors, and emotions. Neuroscience. Neuroscience studies the biological basis of habits. It focuses on how the brain changes in response to repetition. The habit loop. The process of habit formation consists of 3 steps. Cue is the trigger that prompts you to perform a certain behavior. Routine is the behavior you perform in response to the cue. Reward is the feeling of satisfaction you get after performing the behavior. With repetition, the habit loop becomes stronger and more automatic. Breaking habits. Breaking a habit is difficult, but it is possible. It requires changing the habit loop. You can do this by avoiding the cues that prompt you to perform the behavior, replacing the routine with a new behavior, reducing the reward you get from the behavior. Changing habits. Changing a habit is similar to breaking it. It requires changing the habit loop. 6 practical applications of psychology and neuroscience of habits. The psychology and neuroscience of habits can be applied to a variety of areas, including health. Understanding how to form healthy habits such as exercising and eating a healthy diet. Helping people break unhealthy habits such as smoking and overeating. Business. Understanding how to form productive work habits. Helping people break unproductive work habits such as procrastination and distraction. Education. Understanding how to form effective learning habits. Helping students break ineffective learning habits such as procrastination and cramming. Relationships. Understanding how to form healthy communication habits in relationships. Helping people break unhealthy communication habits such as arguing and blaming. Here are some examples of practical applications of psychology and neuroscience of habits. Developing a habit of exercising. Start small, such as walking for 10 minutes every day. Make exercise enjoyable by choosing activities you enjoy. Reward yourself for exercising, such as taking a warm bath or watching your favorite movie. Breaking the habit of smoking. Identify the factors that trigger you to smoke. Avoid these factors as much as possible. Replace smoking with an alternative behavior, such as chewing gum or drinking water. Improving sleep habits. Set a regular schedule for going to bed and waking up. Make your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Avoid caffeine and nicotine before bed. By applying the psychology and neuroscience of habits, you can change your life and improve it in all areas. 7 inspiring stories about changing habits. 1 James Clear's story. James Clear was obese and a chain smoker. He decided to change his habits and started with small changes. He started exercising for 10 minutes every day. He quit smoking and started eating healthy food. Over time, his habits changed and he became a healthier and happier person. 2 Mel Robbins' story. Mel Robbins had trouble getting out of bed in the morning. She decided to change her habit and started using the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule is a simple technique that involves counting from 1 to 5 in your mind when you feel like procrastinating. Once you reach 5, you must take action. The 5-second rule helped Mel Robbins change her habit and become more productive. 3 B.J. Fogg's story. B.J. Fogg is an expert in behavior change. Fogg developed a behavioral model called the Fogg model. The Fogg model is a simple model that can be used to change habits. The Fogg model includes 3 elements. Motivation. You must have a motivation to change your habit. Ability. You must have the ability to change your habit. Prompt. You must have a prompt to change your habit. Fogg used his own model to change many of his habits. For Charles Duhigg's story. Charles Duhigg is a journalist and author. Duhigg wrote a book called The Power of Habit. The book shows how habits can be changed. Duhigg also shows how habits can be used to improve your life. In his book The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg argues that habits are not simply mindless routines, but rather powerful neurological pathways that can be changed with effort. He draws on research from neuroscience, psychology, and sociology to explain how habits work and how they can be changed. Duhigg identifies 3 key elements that are essential for any habit: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is a trigger that tells your brain to go into automatic mode and perform the routine. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the feeling of satisfaction that you get from completing the routine. Once a habit is formed, it becomes very difficult to change. This is because the brain has become wired to perform the routine in response to the cue. However, it is possible to change habits by changing the cue, the routine, or the reward. Duhigg provides a number of tips for changing habits. One tip is to start by identifying the cue that triggers the habit. Once you know the cue, you can start to avoid it or find a new way to respond to it. Another tip is to change the routine. This can be done by making the routine smaller, easier, or more enjoyable. Finally, you can also change the reward. This can be done by finding a new way to get the same feeling of satisfaction. Changing habits is not easy, but it is possible. By following Duhigg's tips, you can start to change your habits and improve your life. In addition to the main text, The Power of Habit includes a number of features that make it a valuable resource for readers. These features include a glossary of terms, a list of resources for further research, an index. The Power of Habit is a well-researched and well-written book that provides a valuable overview of the science of habit formation and change. The book is an essential resource for anyone who wants to understand how habits work and how they can be changed. Here are some additional thoughts on the book. The book is a fascinating and informative read. Duhigg does an excellent job of explaining the science behind habit formation and change. The book is full of helpful tips for changing habits. The book is an essential resource for anyone who wants to improve their life. I hope you enjoyed this long and very detailed conclusion to the book, The Power of Habit, by Charles Duhigg.